Welcome to Football Manager 2017, my Wigan game in the year 2033. My next match is against Portsmouth, who are the league leaders, who apparently have just replaced their manager with a new manager. I found this out via the pre-match press conference when they asked me about him, and I had nice things to say because, well, I didn't know it had happened, so the least I could do was say nice things about the new guy. Their previous manager has gone off to Oxford, so I assume it's in a higher division. But anyway, I have switched my team back to my more standard 4-3-3 because whilst the other formation was working vaguely to one degree or another, it wasn't what I would call particularly good for the players that I had. So back in my 4-3-3, I've got Cameron Humphreys as one of my central defenders alongside Kieran Whittaker, as out of the two old men, he seemed to be doing the better of the two. Alfie Jones wasn't having a good time. And the midfield, I've got Brewster and McLeod, and I've brought Herbie Kane back. He's my captain, so I brought him back, and my forward line is the same three that I had up front last time. So beyond that, apart from some changes on the substitutes bench, pretty much was starting to become a usual team, although Herbie Kane is possibly the one that's on his way out, and Cameron Humphreys may get dropped occasionally for either Craig Vincent or Alfie Jones. I'm playing against one of these horrible formations which I really don't like, so I'll see how I go. What have we got, by the way? Yes, let's aggressively tell people to go and avenge themselves from the last time we played. That's a really nice picture of the Wigan Stadium. A really nice view of the Wigan Stadium, I should say. It's not particularly a picture because it was moving. And the picture looks nice. Yes, I'm not a football commentator. I can't make up 30 inane things to say when nothing is happening directly in front of me. If I was a fully fledged football commentator, then I would be able to go on for hours about nothing in particular. Yikes, and that was a good ball. While players stopped. How people can actually commentate for 90 odd minutes with all the breaks in play and find something to say. Well, A, they must do a lot of research and have access to instant stats all over the place, but that's a job I could never do. At least I could certainly never do it without insulting probably everybody that's on the field at one point or another during the 90 minutes. And not Brewster's best ever free kick, I must admit. And apparently I'm losing the possession battle as well. Okay, well at least this game so far there haven't been a rash of bookings. I'm not out fouling the opposition by 20 to 1. Good, I'm glad I won that header. 2-on-1, I should win that header. Desnose, do not screw this up. Well done, Desnose. Oh, well done, Savage. And Herbie Kane has actually managed to run forward. Dickinson, I don't know where you took a shot from that angle. It was almost successful, but it was a bad angle to take that shot from. And certainly it was a bad thing to do without using power. Oh, that was a lucky rebound. And that's got to be somebody who's offside if one of my guys had actually got to that ball. But again, back to this, my standard 4-3-3. I do prefer this formation. I don't know why I've always liked 4-3-3. I have at times even employed a 3-4-3. I just like having three forwards, probably because I liked buying forwards and trying out different forwards. So I always like to have the option to use three of them. Whereas I've never been that bothered about buying defenders or midfielders. So I tend to like buying forwards and goalkeepers. In fact, the only two that I really like wading into the transfer market for. So playing with three actual forwards is more fun for me, just purely because I can get to detest some of them, replace them, and spend money on their replacements and spend time scouting forwards, finding ones that I like. Harry Kane seemed to have come back to his midfield position when, I would say, with a vengeance. That was a lucky deflection to get the cross in, but it worked. And Dickinson is having a wonderful season for scoring. Even though I don't rate him that highly as a striker, he seems to be the goal scorer out of them. Some of it might be because he's the middle of the three forwards, but he seems to be able to actually put the ball in the back of the net when it lands at his feet, unlike some of my other players. And like I say, they are the league leaders, so I do expect to have a challenge during this game, to put it politely. So the fact I've got a small lead at the moment is encouraging. And nice, because if they score, then I'm still on for a point. Although, of course, it will cause me heart palpitations whilst I'm watching my side struggle to hold on to a draw, let alone a 1-0 win. Good ball. Oh, good first-time ball in as well. Slaughter, get across it. Yes! Unlucky Dickinson. That was a well-worked move. Pity the header wasn't, the final header wasn't great, but can't expect miracles from this side. They're not that brilliant. As my team runs back en masse, decides to put itself out of position. Savage, why did you let him walk around you like that? If Kennett hadn't done his job well, then that would have been embarrassing. And once again, Kennett, good job dealing with the cross. Strangely enough, even though at one point during one of my scouting forays into people on the transfer list, it told me a goalkeeper would be a good signing, I'm actually not looking to replace my goalkeeper currently. He's certainly good enough. How long that actually lasts, I do not know, but for the moment, he's actually doing a good job. Another booster free kick that's not going to do much. Why am I not surprised? Okay, and we get another booster free kick that's, again, not going to do much. Although probably not going to hit the wall this time, as it's a one-man wall. Seriously, Brewster, you're going to pass it back to the halfway line from there? You were on the edge of their box. You couldn't do some kind of skillful move? Oh, okay, at least you got in the way of that ball. Yes, poor Dickinson on his own up there is not going to be able to do much by himself. Oh dear. Good save. It's a fairly even game so far, and we'll go for a bit of encouragement. There's nobody I want to replace at the moment. And the referee appears to be one of those lenient referees who doesn't like to hand out masses of cards. Brewster was actually doing a quite impressive job as far as I'm concerned. His rating may not reflect it, but every time I see him, he seems to be doing pretty much the right thing. which is more than you can say for my defence. That was a soft goal. That hurts to let that one in. But okay, if we must let a goal in, we must. Yes, my two central defenders decided to close together in the wrong position rather than separately mark different people. Great, Savage is going to get a booking. Fair enough. And once again I lose the ball and here comes the break. Yeah, a ball over the top, my central defence can't run back fast enough. I was hoping for a better result than that. Doig apparently is quite a good player. There we go. They are, I think, by quite a reasonable distance at the top of the division, and they're up there for a reason. Nice ball, Kane. Cross would have been better, but nice try, McGlade. At least you bothered to take a shot rather than pansy around with it on the edge of the area like most of my players normally do. So there's two guys standing near the penalty spot on their own. Once again, my defence decides it's going to do something silly. Oh, is Dickinson going to do one of these wonderful runs? And nice job, Dickinson. I forgot who actually set you up with that one, but it might have been Kane, assuming his name is actually visible. But whoever gave you that assist did a great ball, and you did a great finish. Yeah, apparently it was Herbie Kane who did that wonderful ball over the top. Sad thing is, even though I watched free kick after free kick by Brewster not do as well as I'd hope, he's my best free kick taker. He was deliberately chosen to take free kicks because he is my best. Oh, good tackle, Thomas. Yikes! Oh! Struth! Not sure how that stayed out, but dear Lord, that was close. Oh, well done, Kate, well caught. Yeah, my central defence sucks. Still. And to be honest, yeah, left back, I don't have a left back. We'll put Harwood on playing the other side, on the incorrect side, as I don't want to risk Savage getting sent off. Great, now Thomas decides he's going to pick up a yellow card as well. But I was kind of hoping that changing my central defence might improve it, but a couple of fresh pairs of legs might actually stop me being constantly under siege at the back. Good ball. Unlucky. Almost got through to Dickinson. I really didn't want to see Savage get sent off, but instead Harwood's going to give this guy a free run down the wing. Oh, nice header, Vincent. I knew I'd put you on the field for a reason. Referee, get out of the darn way. They really need to work on that. Oh, that's going to be a penalty. Vincent, 1 minute you do something good, the next you do something horrible. But yes, SI, you really need to work on the referee's positioning. is the amount of times he gets in the way of the play is ridiculous. It's better than it was, but you need to do some serious work on improving that. And yes, I'm going to lose this by a penalty thanks to Vincent, who did one good thing, then one horrific thing. Yes, I'll even let the replay go through, even though penalty replays aren't exactly thrilling to watch, because I like torturing myself. Good, now this time Brewster do something with the ball. Well done. I'm starting to question why I suck at home, and why I seem to be better away from home. It may not actually be technically true when I think about it, but it just, one has that impression of the way I play. That apparently I seem to play better away from home. Slaughter, you muppet! You're not going to get a better chance than that. I thought after your last game, was it Chester, where you scored twice, I thought you'd finally manage to break through and start becoming useful to me. Apparently not. Dickinson, no matter how much you run with that ball, you're not going to... You got a decent shot off in the end, but I didn't think you were going to be too threatening from there. Another booking? Oh no, just reprimand this time. This time he gets booked. Portsmouth are going to seem to be going out their way to pick up yellow cards, which, whilst it won't help me, it will help somebody else further down the road during the season. And they're missing a few players. Oh dear, keeper. That was Kennett's fault. I should have stayed on his line to save that rather than coming out into no man's land when he wasn't directly challenging for the cross. He made the assumption that it was going to miss Doig and he would catch it, rather than actually doing the job he should have done. Well, I think the scoreline flatters Portsmouth a little bit, but at the end of the day, probably a fair result. Yes, I'm not telling the players that, but Doig did do a good job, I must admit. Well, that dropped me down to 5th. Fair enough. Well, that's going to be the end of this one. And hopefully you enjoyed watching me lose, having changed back to a more normal formation. And hopefully I will see you down the road.